Okay, this is a video about the proof the Bible is true. The series of 9 books. And the first of those books is the beginning, which are the first 5 books of Moses, and they cover a period of 2,500 years. As you can see at the bottom of the video, that I have all the books I have written for free download at lulu.com, and you can get that. You can get all the books at lulu.com and download them and read along, or you can just listen. But we're going to start off with the table of contents that covers all of the books and all the commentary that I'm providing. Starts off with the Bible, the Holy Bible, and then we start off with the Old Testament. And we start off with Genesis 1 through 5, the creation. We go through Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and then I have other books that cover more chapters in the Bible. And then I get into the New Testament, the Gospels, the book of Revelation, and ending up with how the Bible was formed. But for the first part, we will start off reading the introduction to all the books of the Holy Bible. And the Bible is composed of 66 books penned by 40 plus people over 2,000 years. Of course, the reason why we say 40 plus is that there are some books that are not, the author is, or the writer is not identified, even though the author is the same, God. He wrote all the books and had them penned through 40 plus people. Of all the books in the Bible, the only book that has 2 authors or 2 writers is Daniel. And Daniel writes most of the book of Daniel, except for chapter 4, and that is written by Nebuchadnezzar. The interesting thing is that all these books were written over 2,000 years, and they all fit together. Now, since the Bible was penned by these people over 7,000 years, some skeptics do cast suspicions that it was not integrated or true. The Bible can be proven it is integrated and literal and authored by someone outside of our time domain. God refers to himself as the Alpha and Omega several times during the Bible, meaning that he was there at the start and he's there at the end. And so he can see everything that was going on. Now, every letter and every number was dictated by deliberate design of Elohim, which is the Hebrew name for God. A really good introduction is given by Dr. Chuck Missler, titled Chuck Missler End Time Scenario, and he has 6 parts, 1 through 6. And if you've downloaded my ebook, I have a hyperlink there to YouTube where you can watch those 6 videos. Now, the third commandment of Yahweh, YHVH, which is the unspoken word of God in Hebrew, is Deuteronomy 5, verse 11. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. And that's out of the King James Version. Now, I grew up believing that it was about our language or cursing using the Lord's name. Dr. Chuck Missler proposed a different meaning that I now embrace. I believe that it means that you are a Christian or believe in Yahweh, then you should be a Christian or Yahweh's child 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You should not have to tell people that you are a Christian or wear a sign saying you are a Christian. People around you should be able to tell that you are a Christian without you telling them. They should be able to discern that you are a Christian by your fruits and acts and words. If you say you are a Christian because you're a member of a church or attend a church service once or twice a year or every week, but if you act like a child of Satan the rest of the time, you are taking his name in vain. To be a Christian should be a challenge. If you are not being persecuted, you are not walking closely with Yeshua, which is the Jewish name or the Hebrew name for Jesus. We are told Yahweh does not give us the spirit of fear in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Yeshua tells us in Luke chapter 21, verse 12, that the start of the last 7 years, Daniel's 70th week, or as is commonly known as the tribulation, Christians will be persecuted. Do not fear persecution. Expect persecution if you are religious and righteous. Not religious, but righteous in Yahweh's eyes. Many skeptics have argued that the specific books do not contain prophecy, as they claim the books were written after the events and thus were historical books. Archaeologists have found proof that the books containing prophecies were written hundreds or even thousands of years before the prophecy was fulfilled. Professor Lawrence Mikitic confirmed 50 biblical figures in the Bible and published in the March-April 2014 Biblical Archaeological Review from Purdue University. What does the Bible say about prophecy? It is the most important gift of Elohim, and that's in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 1. Prophecy in the Bible is more important than witnessing Jesus on earth, as if proved the Bible in the truth is the truth. In 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 19, only Elohim can prophesy with preciseness the events that will occur in the future, sometimes thousands of years in the future. Biblical scholars count over 8,000 prophecies in the Bible. About 70% of them have been fulfilled, precisely. Prophecies are not to scare you or anyone else. They are to prepare the believer for events when they occur. The last prophecy fulfilled is the return of the Jewish people to the Promised Land in Isaiah chapter 43, verses 5 and 6, and Zechariah chapter 8, verses 7 and 8. There are 2 other prophecies that have been partially fulfilled, and that is Isaiah 17 concerning Damascus being destroyed completely and uninhabitable, and Isaiah 19 about Egypt and the Nile River running dry. Some of the most astonishing prophecy fulfillments for the 300 plus prophecies that Jesus fulfilled. This is a chart of 15 of those prophecies. And if you're on YouTube, you can see the prophecies that have been fulfilled by Jesus, or if you read the book and look